You are live. It's the legend GM3. It's the legend GMT 365 coming to you live from the 215 where it ain't safe outside. Yeah, we're gonna do a execution watch today. They trying to execute Willie PYE out there in Georgia. Be the first execution in 4 years. So yeah. We're gonna get into that one. Hey Slim Shell, how you doing today? Good to see you in the building. Thank you, Chuck.
They're laying the points.
And I'm taking the over.
They got everything.
Except the big man.
There's no rule for the big man in the.
It's the legend 365 GMT coming to you live from the 215. What's up, Too Big? What's going on, partner? How you today? Slim Shell in the building, me and Mines, Petty Betty, my opinion. How y'all doing? Troy Ave. Nah, that ain't Troy Ave. Shout out to Troy Ave, though. Fucks with Troy Ave music. Yeah, so listen, y'all. Today they scheduled my man Willie PYE. Can you hook me up? Put it on screen for me. They scheduled my man Willie PYE for execution today in Georgia. They supposed to hit him with the lethal injection at 7 o'clock. So I wanted to, you know what I mean, see if the brother get a stay or not, man. You know, we gonna get into his case, and we'll go from there. Give me a minute, let me pull it up. This is Fair Use. You know, this is hosted by Paco Rivera. You know, I personally contacted Paco and he allowed me to use, you know what I mean, his clips. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna get into the murder of he killed the lady by the name of Alicia Yarbrough. Rest in peace. May she rest in peace to her family. And you know, this is the Willie PYE story.
Welcome again to the Death Row and Executions channel. My name is Paco Rivera. You can also follow me on Facebook for updates and more Death Row news. There will be a link to my Facebook in the description below. Also, a reminder that between executions, if you are interested in other true crime stories, I'd like to invite you to have a look at my other channel called The Maximum Sentence. I'll leave a link for that as well. Willie James PYE had been in and out of jail since the year 1985, when he was 19 years old. By November of the year 1993, PYE was now 28 years old and had an on-again, off-again relationship with a woman named Alicia Lynn Yarbrough, who by November of 1993 was 21 years old. However, by that November, Alicia and PYE were no longer together, and she was in a relationship with another man named Charles Puckett, who Alicia was also living with. Alicia had recently given birth to a baby, and reports indicate that Willie PYE, believing the child was his, had become extremely angry with Charles Puckett because Puckett had signed his name to the birth certificate as the father. Willie PYE and two friends, a man named Chester Adams and a 15-year-old teen named Anthony Freeman. This is a more recent picture of Anthony Freeman.
All right, y'all. Now, y'all see that, you know, my man, name my man. Y'all know I talk. Well, dude was a career criminal, as you can see, petty crook. You know what I mean? Now, he took these other two guys with him. Now, y'all see one of them was 15 years old at the time. You know what I mean? Now, keep in mind that it's a 15-year-old with these guys.
Willie PYE and the two friends made plans to rob Charles Puckett after learning that Puckett had received a large settlement in a lawsuit. The three of them went in Chester Adams' car to a location in Griffin, Georgia, and PYE bought a large, very distinctive type 22 caliber pistol. Griffin is a town located about an hour's drive from either Atlanta or Macon. After that, they went to a party where witnesses saw PYE with the very distinctive type pistol. After leaving the party, they arrived at the home of Charles Puckett with the intent to rob him. PYE and Adams put on ski masks and gloves, and PYE tried to force open a window. As it turns out, Charles Puckett wasn't at home. The only one there was Alicia Yarbrough and her baby. And as PYE tried to force that window open, Alicia saw him and began screaming. PYE quickly went around to the front door and kicked it in. The men were unable to find any money in the house, so they took some jewelry and then ordered Alicia to get in the car with them. They kidnapped her. They drove away, leaving the baby alone in the house. The men went to a motel where PYE got a room using a fake name. Once inside the motel room, the three men took turns sexually assaulting the young woman. The men then tried to wipe down all fingerprints from the motel room and eliminate as much evidence as possible. They forced Alicia back into the car again and drove to a desolate dirt road where PYE ordered Alicia to get out of the car and onto the ground. He then shot her 3 times, killing her.
All right, y'all. So that's basically what we dealing with. That was his crime. Okay. But now we gotta understand that, you know, at that time he was a young 28 years old. You know, when you commit those type of crimes, you know, you need to get a psychological evaluation. You got to have this is a capital case, so like your lawyer, you got to have a very effective lawyer. So you know, Georgia, they plan to carry out this execution, but it's a lot of circumstances that could get this guy clemency, you know, and one of them is his new lawyer. They cited the facts that he had a public defender at the time who was commissioned by the county to handle all the criminal cases. He was commissioned. He got $340,000 to handle all the criminal cases. He had 4 other capital cases going on in Spalding County at this time, and it was impossible. It's impossible for a lawyer to take on that much, along with his private practice. You know, so they're citing the inefficient effects of counsel, you know, as one of the grounds for clemency, and also with his inadequate representation. We've also learned that Mr. PYE is intellectually disabled, okay, and has an IQ of 68. Okay, this man has an IQ of 68 now. So imagine what his IQ was when he committed that crime, huh? And he probably was under the influence, you know, and you know, a lot of things factor in to the type of crimes and the type of things that be going on in people's heads and shit. And one of the things that affects adults, and a vet, Pastor Vic in the building, good to see you, brother, that affects adults in a very serious manner if they don't get it, is childhood trauma. Now, this man, not only having that 68 IQ, you know, he faced a lot of challenges at birth, from profound poverty. I know poverty. We're gonna have to break that profound poverty down. And neglect, constant violence and chaos in his family home, abuse, mental, physical, sexual. All these are mitigating circumstances that hold weight when a guy commits a crime, because these are all going on his PSI, post sentence investigation report. You know what I mean? And we talking about a capital murder case here. So we talking about someone who's been abused most of their life. And we already know he's mentally ill, 68 on the Richter, you know what I mean, on the brain Richter. So he basically, what? Retarded?
Don't look at me. That's not a good term.
I don't know the other word. Yeah, he had, so you know what I mean. So with that, you know what I mean. With that, they're using that as a grounds for clemency, you know. and the Georgia Supreme Court in 1989 ruled executions based on intellectual disability violates the state constitution. Like, how you so you mean to tell me I filed my appeal and I'm retarded already, and you're gonna tell me that the intellectual disability violates the state constitution, and I can't even read? And the lawyer that I got, he's representing the whole county with 4 other capital murder cases. He probably ain't you gotta spend hundreds, maybe thousands of hours working a capital murder case. Yeah, you need private investigators, you need investigators, you need a whole slew. This man had a private practice. He had a private, that's done. He had a private practice. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I know. They definitely denied the clemency. That's why we're here tonight, to see if they're gonna knock him off. So it's 6:34, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what he asked for his last meal. Because he asked for his last meal last night. Let me show you. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Live at 5 at Georgia.
Is this a free?
Yes, it's the news. All news is free.
You gotta say, what's that word?
Fair use. Fair use. Fair use.
Okay.
Fair use. Fair use.
Okay, before I put this on, I'm gonna tell y'all what he got for his last meal, what he asked for, y'all. And y'all tell me what y'all might have wanted for y'all last meal. So for his final meal, PYE requested 2 chicken sandwiches, 2 cheeseburgers, French fries, 2 bags of plain potato chips, and 2 lemon lime sodas. Dag.
Georgia man is pleading for.
I probably wouldn't be able to eat. I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat even going to court. Even I wouldn't be able to eat.
One more chance, just 24 hours before he's set to be executed.
Atlanta News First anchor Sean Gables is live at 5 with new details about the state's first execution. This will be the first one in more than 14 years.
It's the first one in 14 years, Blair. Tori, this is William James PYE. Take a close look here. He was convicted and sentenced to death for the 1993 murder of his girlfriend. Tonight, his attorney putting together a last-minute effort to stop his execution. PYE had a clemency hearing today. It has just been denied. This is breaking. We just got this into our Atlanta News First newsroom. His attorneys argued that he was intellectually disabled, had an IQ of about half the nation's average. PYE's attorneys also say he faced profound poverty and violence when growing up and suffered from fetal alcohol syndrome. PYE had an on and off again romantic relationship with the victim. In court, there were gruesome details about her rape and murder that came to light that led to his death sentence. PYE's attorneys do not deny his guilt, but they argued that because he is disabled, he should not be eligible for execution. However, again, as we've just learned in our newsroom, that request has been denied. PYE is set to be put to death by lethal injection tomorrow. Tori, Blair, back to you.
So that's today. Yeah, that's today. Good. Yeah, so I'm at 25%. Enough, maybe. Okay. So yeah, I think that Well, with them denying that, and he's scheduled to go down at 7. So I'm gonna stay on here and see how it go down. You know, but what y'all think? I mean, do y'all think that? I know I'm not questioning the innocence or guilt. We all know he's guilty. We all know that. But what the average IQ is 100, right? So yeah, got 100. That's the average, and he had a 68. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that gotta bother you. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, and then we got to take, like, his lawyer wasn't able. He didn't even get proper representation because they didn't know none, because his lawyer never brought those issues up during his trial. This didn't come out until now. You know what I'm saying? All these things is coming out now. You know what I mean? So, like, how old is this man? Like, a life sentence, man. A life sentence for this guy. I'll put him out, keep him in jail the rest of his life, man. But you can't be going to just he whatever word they use for that. He mentally disabled. Right. You so we just killing the mentally disabled now. Eileen Warhols? That's the monster, ain't it? Yeah. That's the lady they called the monster. I remember her.
She was mentally unstable too. They don't care. She was a woman.
Oh yeah, I didn't think she deserved the death penalty.
She did.
Nah, I didn't think she could have did a life bid because she had a lot of trauma going on. And that's the same. But see, we talking about Georgia. We talking about a black man, you know what I'm saying? So, you know. Who gives who's commissioned to run the whole take the whole town's criminal cases? One law firm. One law firm. So we know that the justice system out there is terrible. We know ain't nobody getting no fair trial when we got one lawyer who's taking on all the pro bono cases along with his private affairs, his private cases. What do you think he's gonna put his work into? The people that's paying him. He already got that money, and I gotta take on over 1,000 cases. My case, what was this caseload? See, and only a person who's disabled would sit in a courtroom with a lawyer like this. You gotta be, come on now. What sane mind person would say, yo, judge, I want to need a new lawyer. Ineffective assistance of counsel. That's what you say. That's what you say to the judge when the lawyer. You gotta be retarded.
Don't say retarded.
I mean, my bad. You gotta be slow in order to even take on a lawyer like that. So that man didn't know what was going on.
He didn't take on the lawyer.
Yeah, but you have a right. You have a constitutional right to be represented. That's law. You need and good representation too. You don't have to have no flinky dank. Right, L. Four cases. Four along with his. He got 4 other cases. And let me tell you about this guy. All right. He was in 2000. At the time, that attorney was responsible for all indigent defense services for Spalding County. Indigent.
You said indigent.
Oh, that's the same thing, ain't it?
Indigent.
It's not the same? Indigent?
No.
Indigent. All right.
What does indigent mean?
It mean they ain't got no money. That's how you get. That's how I know. That's what the people say when they.
Sure, you're not mixing it up.
Yeah, I used to give out the indigent envelopes when you locked up and you ain't got no money. Right. They give you free 2 envelopes for the indigent. I know what that means. All right. You always. All right, so he used to represent all the indigent defense services of Spalding County through a contract for which he was paid a lump sum of $340,000. Okay? And he was a private attorney. He had his own law firm. And he could not provide adequate representation for this man. It was impossible. He had 4 other capital murder cases to work on, and I wonder how they turned out. So this ain't even about innocent or guilt. This is about the morality of the justice system. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's the morality of the justice system. That's what I'm talking about. So let me try to get an update on.
I'm looking for the update.
Oh, you got the update?
What are we talking about the other 2 kids?
Oh, so yeah. So let me tell you about so we all know that the 15-year-old told. We all know that from the rip. But the thing about it was witnesses had seen them at a party with the gun, the distinctive weapon that they bought from a pawn shop. Like, this is all the mind of nobody commits a crime like that. You got to be slow-minded to even go to your ex-girlfriend's boyfriend's house to rob them. What kind of stuff is that? From the rip. For one, that's a messed up crime. The dude not there with the money, so y'all gonna take her? That's slow-minded thinking. That's not a criminal. I don't see that as being criminal. I see that as a sick individual. You know what I mean? Plus, he probably was under influence or something. They got a little 15-year-old boy with him.
They had a plan.
They had a plan. So he was intelligent enough to make a plan.
Yes, he was.
Okay. So that mean he should get the death penalty for that?
I'm just saying that if he hit the mind.
Stupid and jealous is not slow. But we're not saying, yeah, but that's what we're saying, the way we looking at it. But now knowing what his mental state was, his IQ, his upbringing, what do you think now? Do you think that after knowing all of this, should he be getting the death penalty? I mean, life in prison is a lot. That's a lot. You know?
Did they deny his clemency?
Yes, they denied the clemency. Yeah. So
the
there's one victim. Well, it's more than one victim because the baby is a victim too. So yeah, I get it. I get it. Did the 15-year-old get a lot of time? Yeah, he got time too. He got
That's all I was saying.
Yeah, he got time. All 3 of them got time, but he didn't get. He told everything, and he got 20 years. He got dubbed. I think his appellant lawyer took wrong strategy. Why you say that, Petty Betty?
That's what she about to call.
Oh. Petty Betty just called. Why you? Yeah, I don't know. I think if it wasn't for his appellant lawyer, they wouldn't even know he was slow. You know what I'm saying? His lawyer, his original lawyer, ain't do none of the psych evaluations, none of that kind of stuff. Because had they done that, they would have knew from the rip that he wasn't competent. He might belong in a mental hospital. You know what I mean? America eats his babies. Yeah.
They got life sentences. Multiple life sentences.
Yeah. He got a 20 to life though, so he could possibly get out. He sees the parole board, you know, the young guy. But I don't even he ain't even a factor in the case, because how slow could he be if he walking around with a guy that's 68 IQ? You know what I mean? Like, let's look at the guy. Look at it's like the Three Stooges. That's the crime of Three Stooges. It wasn't no, you know what I mean? And we can't take the you know, it's a terrible crime. That's yeah, man. Didn't argue race, plus his strongest argument was IQ is a high bar. Yeah, yeah. Especially when you ain't got, you know, when it's that long. And then we understand who they got a law that say they got the Georgia Supreme Court says it's unconstitutional to even use that as some sort of defense. Disability, mental disability, you know. I don't get that, man. I know in PA, man, they don't be frying people. Like, I've seen a lot of people get off. A lot of people rather take a death sentence because it's easier. Sometimes it's easier to overturn a death penalty sentence than it is a life sentence. I've seen a lot of death sentences overturned, you know. You can't. I don't know, but at 7 o'clock, that's when they probably they pose the strap him in and stuff. It's 6:50 right now, so we'll know in a minute. We'll know in a minute.
It's something live right now.
Something like what? Ohio, Texas, Florida. They killing folks on. Yeah. They remember the last time they was like, we gonna kill dude, and they killed him like 11:59, and yeah, they killed him at like soon as they was a go, like especially Texas. You could look at dude's eyes and tell he ain't straight as far as mentally. You could tell his mental capacity ain't on you know, where it's supposed to be. Because during COVID, they got a break during COVID because a lot of these death penalties coming up was supposed to go down during the COVID, and they got backed up, and so now they like bringing them, they popping them out now, you know.
Okay,
we got something.
Right, too big just said that they you know, they denied this motion for a step.
Yeah,
we
we
just played a video on that too.
Yeah. We know. They said because I told he got his last meal too big. He got his last meal already. He had 2 chicken sandwiches and 2 cheeseburgers and 2 bags of chips and 2 lemon lime sodas and some French fries. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. He probably don't even dig what's really happening, because they're going to give him the lethal injection. I wonder if he got the peoples. Let me check and see if he got any peoples. Yeah, he got a picture with a girlfriend. So he can't be that. My bad, y'all. Look. He got a lady friend used to come to the jail saying, all niggas all get a visit in jail. Yeah, when he got a what's her name? Oh no, guess what? That's his sister. I thought he had a lady in jail. That was his sister. Cake-a-door in the building. Cake-a-door, what's up, boss man? Hood Therapy, how you doing today, Hood Therapy? We over here waiting on the Willie PYE execution. You know, he was supposed to get he's supposed to get the lethal injection at 7 o'clock, and it is now 6:54. He was sentenced to death for killing his ex-girlfriend and sexually assaulting her along with him and 2 other guys. But the thing about Willie PYE is mentally unstable. He has a 68 IQ, and he had a lawyer who did not give him proper representation. So that should be grounds for what they call reprieve. You know what I'm saying? He should get a stay of execution and get that converted to a life sentence. Yeah, they ain't did a person in that 14 years they're out there, but they would have. But the pandemic held a couple of their executions up. A lot of people got a break, got a couple more years because of that pandemic, you know. But they knocking them out left and right now, too big. Yes, they are. Yeah, boy had a lot of issues growing up, you know. Abuse, all kind of abuse, and you know what I mean, unstructured home environment, all that, man. You know what I mean? They not giving no updates. They probably gonna wait till they probably already killed him. No, they said 7 o'clock. They can't. They gotta wait.
They don't. They didn't wait last time. They don't wait.
Let me find out. Hold on, let me see if I can find something. Gotta go to the World News Network. Willie PYE execution. What was the last ditch effort? So they always make a last ditch effort.
That's it. That was the last ditch.
Dang, yo, listen, yo.
See?
Man, dude, hey, yo, man, he 50, man, him the same age, he 59 years old. Look at him. He don't look like he 59. Willie PYE, I thought he was at least 60 something. Man, is his thumbnail up? His picture is up there, right? Look at this man. He don't look like a 59-year-old man. He look like a man that's need to be in the mentally ill hospital. And they made a last-ditch effort. And what was that? His legal team filed a recent application. Independent has reached out to his attorneys. The board had opinion to commute the death sentence to life without, it's based on his childhood, his non-threatening behavior toward correctional staff. Some jurors on this trial do not want him to be executed, and that he feels remorse for his crimes. I bet you feel remorse. He probably don't even get it. Oh, see, come on, y'all. They say the average person, we talking about the average person, has an IQ between 85 and 115. His is 68. I tried to tell GMT that Willie is probably already gone. No, I think they have to wait to at least the deadline, and they says you gotta wait. Like, that's what I'm saying.
They don't wait.
That's this man. I'm telling you, boy. They will fry you, boy. All he got is his sister too. Let me get an update. Latest
update. That's rude.
What? Okay. Let's see what we got. This is 2 hours ago. No, I need something right now.
Is it? Because that clip I just showed you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We got, this is 1 hour ago.
I just sent you that.
So they probably gonna wait an hour and tell us at 8 o'clock that they strapped him in and killed him.
Right.
Yeah, they probably gonna tell us at 8:05 that they did him, man. Because if you don't, most time, 9 times out of 10, if you haven't got to stay if you ate your last meal, it's over, man. They don't usually let you get no last meal if they not gonna cook you.
You said he had his last meal.
I know that lawyers. I'm looking at the fact that where's the humanity in the justice system for a man with a 68 IQ?
People who work in that system are sadistic.
Who was even worse off when he was younger. Willie died at 7 a.m. this morning? What? No.
She said, watch.
Oh, I was about to say, yo, that's some John stuff. Yeah, they I wouldn't even let them have my organs. I wouldn't let them have nothing.
They want to take what they want.
Yeah, because you're a ward of the state.
Facts.
Yeah, you belong to me. That's what they tell you. That's what they tell you. See, that's another thing. I'll bet you I've seen some execution from these faces of death documentary. The gas chamber is horrific. I seen them people go in that gas chamber hood therapy. I mean, yeah, that's got to be one of the worst. That got to be one of the worst. They still do the gas chamber? I don't think they still put people in the gas chamber. But in Army or Marine basic training, they make them boys run in them gas chambers with no gas mask on. That's part of their training. They got to go in them joints with no gas mask on, and then they got to put the gas mask on. You know what I mean? That's how they learn if the shit really go down. PYE going out snoring most likely. Yeah, Petty Betty. PYE's going out snoring with them cheeseburgers on his. He asked for cheeseburgers and chicken sandwiches. Like, But hey, to each his own. Cause me, I wouldn't be eating nothing. I'd have probably been one on a hunger strike. I'd have probably went on a hunger strike a couple months ago. Cause if you sick, they can't. If you sick, they can't do nothing to you till you get better. Yeah, ain't no use for prolonging it. You may not have been able to eat, right? I wouldn't be able to eat. I don't see how a person could be able to eat knowing that, But he ordered that. He ordered it. Man, I remember when I used to be going to court, man. You know what I mean? Stomach be balled up. So eating, sheesh. Horrific. No, they don't gas chamber anymore, but I think that they were still doing hangings and firing squads in certain states. Yeah. Overseas they still do their thing over there. They still chop hands and heads and stuff. The firing squad, I don't mind that. They should, because in the firing squad, you don't know who really, you don't know who the killer is in the firing squad. You don't know who actually shot the person because there's 6 people shooting. It's only 1 bullet that's real. You know what I mean? So I think Utah allows for the firing squad. Yeah. Oh, you can request it? I would take that. Yeah, I would take that. Dinner time at 3 p.m. in jail. Yeah, it is. That's too early. That's way too early, man. They be start running chow at 3 o'clock. Man, I take the firing squad. Willie Lynch. It's Willie Pye. See, you done forgot the man's name. Goodbye. Who put that up there? Who did that?
Sanji.
Let me see what's up with Sam. What's up, bro? No, I'm on this live doing this execution watch. They're going to execute the boy Willie Pye today. Willie Pye. He killed some lady in Georgia. But he's slow. He retarded. He got 68 IQ.
He's no longer with.
He got 68 IQ. 68. Yeah. Yeah. He like retarded. Yeah, that's mentally retarded. Yeah, Petty Betty, a marksman or an expert. Yeah. What you about to take it down? All right, bro, hit me in the morning. All right. Big slime. Young Bleezy. Most had that ain't firing squad. Yeah. They gotta be the good. Yeah, they use the good best shooters. For that sharpshooter. For that what? We got something. So 8 days ago, someone did a live stream and called it Bye Bye Pie. 8 days ago.
8 days ago. 8 niggas. There's no therapy if she wants. She asked you the same question else as she would.
What would be your last meal? I couldn't eat hood therapy. I wouldn't be able to eat. I know I wouldn't be able to eat because I couldn't eat even going to court. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't. Yeah, I'll probably give me something to drink. Can I get a drink? Can I get a drink or something? Right? Can I get some edibles? Can I get an edible cake? Can I get all edible food? No, because they about to pump that stuff up in you. And I heard you feel something. I heard that stuff burns your insides first. I heard you be alive and you feel that, but you just can't. You know about that stuff that you can't move.
That's what it does.
Yeah, it paralyzes your body and then it start burning your stuff up on the inside. Yeah, some drink and a big fat brownie. Right. That's I can't see me, eating no damn cheeseburger and no chicken sandwiches. What? Not what? So what they put inside? What they putting inside these people now, Petty Betty? What is called?
I don't know the name of it, but it's
kind of pheno.
Who
would be the person to tell you they still nah the one of those doctors who was to put the concoction together, he said what it does to the human body. Yeah, that ain't no pain-free situation there. You just can't move. You just be paralyzed. But you be in excruciating pain before it takes you out. You know what I mean? I think they put them like, in the electric chair, they put that hood over your head because your eyes pop out your head. Yeah, you ain't know that?
That's why I'm really answering.
Your eyes in the electric chair, your eyes will pop out your head. That's why I put the hood over it. I feel bad for the 68 IQ part.
That's it.
I mean, you gotta feel bad for that. You got to. That man don't know. He don't know it. He don't understand the ramification of what he done. No, he don't. He don't know. He didn't know what was going to happen to him. He didn't know that shit was going to lead to that. That don't even sound like a crime a person plans out. That's some passion, crazy. That man had his woman, baby by his woman, and came up on some money. He was jealous of that man.
14, 15 years.
That all those things with a good lawyer plays a part in your defense. It do. I saw an electric chair execution. Yeah, they tongues pop out too, right? Hood therapy, they eyes pop out. And some people hair, that's why they cut your hair off, because some people hair caught on fire. We used to call that the iron kufi. Yeah, he got the iron kufi. Yeah. I seen a lot of brothers come back from trial with the iron kufi.
Killing his girlfriend in Spalding County will be put to death. The Georgia Parole Board denied clemency for Willie James PYE Tuesday. Lawyers argue PYE shouldn't be executed because he's developmentally disabled and feels remorse. PYE will become the first person executed in more than 4 years here in Georgia. The execution is scheduled for 7 p.m. tonight in Jackson.
All right. It is now 7:12. It is now 7:12. Let me see if he got killed. Let me go check my sources. You checking?
His lawyers say he should not be executed because he is intellectually disabled and feels remorse. A hearing is scheduled tomorrow, and an outcome could be announced afterwards. That outcome will decide if the execution will move forward, be put on hold, or if his sentence will turn into life.
In less than an hour of
Listen, I'm not sick of y'all. They killed Willie yesterday. Stop this.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Willie died yesterday.
They did.
Yes, they did.
Nope. Dang. His two buddies got life. No update still. Nope. They ain't give up nothing yet. I can fall 5 points either way. 5 was on the cut. Yeah, I mean, if what they say, 85, that's the average, 85 to 115. So if you give him 5 more points, he still wouldn't make it. Petty Betty, like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
That's above average.
Facts. Facts.
Do you remember the faces of that back in the day? She asked you a question.
Do you remember the faces of death after back? Nah, what was that about, huh? What's that about? A museum, a movie. Oh yeah, I know.
I'm still waiting.
What's the best news?
Willie Earl?
The world news, I think. See, they ain't giving up no two. This is old. This is 6 hours ago. The furthest I got is 2 hours ago.
Listen, it's over.
Yeah.
She said it was a series of documentaries that showed deaths.
Oh, you know what? You know that what's that stuff called? Damn, that series it used to be. Come on, when people used to die real strange.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Not Unsolved Mysteries. It was. I remember it was so. Some of it used to be so. No, it was like strange ways people die. I remember one guy. He was in a swimming pool, and he sat on the drain, and it sucked this.
Oh my God!
It just sucked everything out of him from, and then this girl used to go to these hot dog eating contests and watch the people. Earl, you know when she used to get a fetish from people spitting up, and she used to let guys spit up on her, and one guy spit up on her so much that she drowned and suffocated. And then they had one, you know where people have, like in the summertime, they have the slippery sliding board on the grass, and you run and you dive on it and slide. Well, dude ran and he dove and slide on it, and it was a nail sticking up, and it just ripped him up. I forgot what the name of that stuff was. It was hard for me to watch that shit, yo. Yeah, a couple episodes. Did you? What's the name of that stuff?
Willie Earl going.
Yeah, I seen some gory things. Hood Therapy.
Willie Earl.
R.I.P. Willie. Yeah, R.I.P. Willie. You know, R.I.P. Willie.
Yeah, he gone.
Cause 70.
Everything else coming up 1 day, 9 days, 6 days.
Yeah.
No, they not gonna update us like they used to. I mean, you used to be able to watch it until
before the last time you could watch it to the end, and they'd tell you, they give you all the rundown step by step.
Yeah.
You know, he meeting with the pastor or the priest or whoever. He just had his last words. They just strapped him down. Now, shit, they take a nigga out the back door. Eat that food. Come on.
Right.
Let's go, especially in Georgia.
And then they talking about he's slow.
Man, he's slow too. Y'all, he ain't got nobody but his sister. Come on, man. They could have let him out. We probably wouldn't hurt nobody. Huh?
We might need to change your title.
What is that?
I'm gonna change it to Bye Willie Pie.
No, that's biting.
No, I'm gonna change it to Clemency Denied. Willie Pie.
It was, the guy was made the first 3 died. Oh, okay.
His name was Willie Pie. And Georgia said he had to die.
Damn. All right, I'm gonna run through this one last time for my man Willie Pie.
You gonna play some more music for this one? You don't got no dollar sign.
I ain't got no dollar sign for what you mean.
When you type down here, mine is $1.
What that mean?
That means you can send me a super chat.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness, she said, then it goes on to show people jumping off buildings, a man stuck on the train platform.
From a certain age. What's up, brother? How you doing today? Good to see you in the building, man. I'm ready to skirt on out of here, though, man. I was in here doing my execution watch. You know they about to kill the guy, the brother Willie PYE over there in Georgia today. You know, be one of the first executions they did in a while over there, and they was trying to get him a stay on the fact that the guy only has a 68 IQ, brother of a certain age, a 68 IQ. And so I was just thinking about what his IQ was when he committed the crime. But you know how the laws is in Georgia. So at 7 o'clock, they were supposed to hit him with the the joint, the lethal injection. And it is now 7:24. They probably snuck Willie on out, and hit him with that thing. So, yo, appreciate y'all coming in the building. Petty Betty, Me and Mines, Hood Therapy, Too Big for Skinny Jeans, Cake Adore, Brother of a Certain Age, Pastor Vic, yeah, man. RIP to the brother Willie PYE, and RIP to the family, the Yarborough family, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't think that the execution of that guy would be, was a good thing. He's slightly retarded. But yeah, everybody have a good night. Y'all have a good week, rest of y'all weekend. And I'll be back at y'all. It's the legend. I'm out.